And we are live. Welcome, Crypto Warriors, to the Gentlemen of Crypto, episode 410. Today is Wednesday, June 12th, and I'm your host, Bitcoin Zay, here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community, Monday through Friday at 3-ish. Glad to be here today. Have a couple of news stories for you today. News has been pretty light this week, so definitely have some quick ones to give to you today, though. Starting with our top story. Former U.S. Senators Rick Santorum joins Catholic-focused cryptocurrency project. Less than 5% of crypto code commits on GitHub are made by women. IBM Hyperledger blockchain ID system for banks launches in Brazil. And last but not least, Coinbase card launches in 6 European countries. But first, our cryptic coin winner from Tuesday, actually from Monday, because we were not able to get on. Apologies for that. I had definitely some technical difficulties, but our winner is Shinobi1. Thank you for your comment. Appreciate you. For your comment based on our question, which was, what is the next use case for supply chain management with blockchain? And he stated that gold, which to me is a pretty obvious choice because gold needs to be tracked. We've seen fake gold, we've seen fake diamonds, so definitely need to track that. And thank you, Shinobi. We'll be sending those cryptic coins your way. So let's get everything set up here. Make sure we're good. Make sure everybody's in here. See a few people coming in right now. How you doing, Antonio? What's going on? Darren Hurd, AJ Harris, what's going on? Thank you for joining. Make sure to like and share. And let's go ahead and get this started with Rick Santorum. Former U.S. Senator Rick Santorum supports new crypto for Catholics. Rick Santorum has been, he's been in the news a lot when he was running for senator. He is a big Catholic, so to say, as far as supporting. And he's in support of Cathio, which is a for-profit organization that will provide efficient, secure, and transparent movement of funds within the Catholic world. Of course, this transparent movement of funds comes after they have years and years of funds that don't ever need to be put on a blockchain. But they basically stated that Cathio's platform is designed to enable all sectors of the Catholic economy to benefit from lower costs and transparent payments. I wonder at the Vatican if they'll be using Bitcoin or blockchain at some point. However, it looks as though they'll be coming out with their own cryptocurrency. And it looks as though users of the Cathio network will pay 2% to run their financial transactions through the system. And it lets priests take donations without any of the money passing through the morally bankrupt Silicon Valley payment providers. And the thing is, I put it in quotes, but they did not. So it means whoever wrote this story really thinks Silicon Valley is bankrupt. One of the biggest things with the money systems we have is transparency. So this is what they want to have for churches. I've written about this in my book, which is coming soon. I wrote it in general to a lot of the places of worship for Black people, churches, mosques, things of that nature. But the Catholic Church has more money than anybody. So if they're able to come up with a universal solution that makes it easier to engage younger generations with the church, they're all for it. And that's exactly what Rick Santorum said. He basically said, millennials don't carry cash. They date on apps. They watch on-demand entertainment. Glad to have you in 2019, Rick. We have to be there. We have to learn from successful tech companies. And like I said, we have to provide that solution that makes it easier for them to engage with the church. So Rick is definitely one of the biggest names in the Catholic Church. If he supports it, a lot of people in the Catholic Church will support it. So crypto has come to Catholicism. We have seen this in other religions as well. Not big ones yet, but we have seen it a little bit. So let's get into some of the people that are coming in now. Jizzy Mack, what's going on, brother? Ramo Jones, let's see, it's backed by billions and gold cups and painting that's sitting in the room collecting dust. Exactly. All the stuff the Catholic Church has is invaluable. You can't even really put a price tag on it. If they ever had to sell to make up some money for it, they could just set the price because, like you said, it's in the room collecting dust. Let's see who else we got. Chris Patton Walker, how you doing? Danira Dado, how you doing? Let's see, Canadian, what's up? And Jizzy Mack. You know what? That is a great idea. Let's put sexual abuse on the blockchain so that you can look up who's been a naughty boy in the Catholic Church because they could do a good job of hiding it. However, I don't think this coin is going to solve that issue. So at some point, we might have a blockchain for that, but Catholic Church won't do it to themselves. I can tell you that right now. New Legacy, what's going on? Thank you for joining in, brother. Let's see. So moving forward, Less than 5% of crypto code commits on GitHub are made by women. This report comes out, and the reason I'm doing this story is just to point out we need more women in crypto. We need more women in blockchain in general. There are a lot of women out there who are doing a good job. Shout out to Rima, who's working for Karima's working for Consensus. Shout out to Professor Tanya Evans. Shout out to the creator of Guapcoin, Tavania as well. I mean, it's so many women that are leading the charge in blockchain that these stats like this are certain to change in the future. So it states here that less than 5% of the code committed to the top 100 crypto projects were contributed by women. The author garnered more than 1 million code commits for his research, and 691,000 were made by developers with a male name. Only 47,000 were made by a female name. However, there were 287,992 that were pseudonymous or produced by someone with a name that could be either way. So it may be a bigger number, but 5% is still pretty low. Even if it's more, 10% is definitely not enough. The gender divide did not end here. On average, developers with male names made 13 times more code commits. And while acknowledging that the data was fuzzy, he concluded, it paints a clear picture of a field that's dominated by male developers across almost every major project. It's worth examining what the broader causes of such gender imbalance are and what steps the industry could take to encourage more women to take up blockchain programming. Well, we do know that it will be a tough road going forward. However, first things first, women in tech is already booming. That has been the biggest demographic boom in the past few years in the tech world. So it's just one more step to blockchain programming, getting women who are already in tech into blockchain and getting women who are outside of the programming world into blockchain as well, whether they're lawyers, accountants, those types of things. So in the crypto world, it states here that 79% of the people in the crypto world are male. So we've seen that number. It was when I started, I think it was 99% when I first started. Now it's down to 80. I'm sure we'll get that more and more as more people come into the crypto space. What you'll start having is you'll have people who are in the crypto space who are married to somebody who's not, and those two people will end up having to pay attention to the crypto space, bringing more women in. Maybe they don't do it on a daily basis, but on both sides, that is one way. Also, women who are in the corporate world who have to make these decisions, their businesses that they're starting, they're going to have to implement blockchain. So this number is definitely going to increase. Just a pretty low number right now. 5% is pretty low. Shout out to the women who are joining Allison Thompson. Shout out to Deidre Ramsey. Let's see, any other women that are in here today? Shout out to you all. I know Tessa's usually watching. Thank you all the women in blockchain. Got to get those numbers up, and they are working diligently towards that. So thank you all. Let's move forward to our next story. IBM, Hyperledger blockchain ID system for banks, launches in Brazil. Shout out to IBM. They are not letting up. It's pretty much a Hyperledger story every day. They make partnerships. They put it out in the news. They know where to put it at, and we end up talking about most of the time. CIP, a facilitator of Brazilian banking and financial infrastructure, has launched its blockchain ID platform. Well, 1984 is here, people. This is my favorite book of all time, still is. And unfortunately, it has come true. I used to love it back in high school, and I couldn't believe it would happen this fast, but I did think it would happen. This blockchain ID platform from Hyperledger is literally the identity solution dubbed a device ID. So what it shows is that non-banks that are in the Brazil payment system, they'll authenticate and verify digital signatures using mobile devices, ostensibly to guard against financial crime and unauthorized use of the We've heard this before, people. They're doing it to protect us. However, this is exactly what we warned against. Blockchain ID system is coming to the banking system. Brazilian banks have been studying blockchain technology applications for a long time, but they weren't all together. So we decided to create a group and unify all actions. Unfortunately, banks, what they do is, because they don't have any sort of innovation in their type of business, they basically wait for another business to come up with something, and then they all join together and say, hey, let's all do it because we're stronger together than we are separate. And that's what they do. They have the most money, and they basically come out and said what me and King have said for a long time. They will ignore Bitcoin and blockchain technology and cryptocurrency for years, and then come out and say something like this, where they say we are now in the forefront when it comes to blockchain. And that's exactly what banks are going to tell you, the consumer. Some of your friends that aren't as well versed, they're going to convince them through marketing, through campaigns. Hey, we're at the forefront of the blockchain technology that you hear about all the cool kids keep mentioning. We're the ones that's in front of it because we basically used our political power to make people sign in with verified blockchain IDs. And I don't think this is a use case for blockchain that people want to see, because it is, one of those things that intrudes on your privacy. But I believe there is a way to keep your privacy while giving your ID, so to say. So that solution has been created, but it was shut down back in the day. There were a few people working on that, but looks like Brazil banks have come together to conspire to have this blockchain ID. And IBM is definitely, way far ahead as far as technology goes. But as far as working with banks, I think their blockchain ID system is setting us back a few years as far as crypto goes. But going forward in the future is definitely the future. So we'll see how that holds up, IBM. So let's get to some of these messages. Looks like some people finally got the alerts coming in. Christopher Ladd, what's going on, brother? Cornelius, what's going on with you? Hugging the blockchain. What's up, peoples? Captain James, KYC for all transactions over 1,000 USD in 9 days. Speak on it, bro. Let's see. Which exchange is that on? Because that KYC procedure is mostly for ATMs. I've seen anything over 1,000. If there are exchanges conspiring, because I've seen, just being on exchanges doing some cleanup the last few days, it seems as though exchanges are implementing US bans, for one, because there's a few exchanges where US trading is banned on certain coins. People are having trouble with withdrawals. It feels like there's about to be a huge bull run at some point in the next few months, and they're trying to make sure you don't have the optimal amount of money that you could have without giving KYC or without paying exorbitant fees. So that's something to pay attention to, Captain James. Mike, Bitcoin Outlaw, 7 minutes late. It's all good. The notifications are coming in late. Let's see. Tony Nolly, appreciate you for coming in. Harold George, what's going on? Morpheus Mine, what's up, crypto fam? I think the heat's affecting my home network in San Bruno. Well, California is on fire all the time. So unfortunately, let's see. Captain James, FATF just passed. Google it. Yes, I have heard about the FATF, and I'll double check to see if it's on certain exchanges or all of them. I will say that's why we promote privacy coins like Cryptic Coin, so that you can make transactions without having to go through exchanges per se. So let's move to our last story of the day. Last but definitely not least, Coinbase card launches in 6 European countries. Oh yeah. So United States crypto exchange, and they have a new title every time. Coinbase has launched its Visa debit card in 6 European countries. Of course, they were like, don't bring that shit to the US until you test it over there with the Europeans first. Card holders in Spain, Germany, France, Italy, Ireland, and the Netherlands will be able to use the cards, which sync directly to their Coinbase accounts. This is much like WireX, which already came out with this years ago. Antonio, if you watch, I believe, has WireX in the UK. It's a physical card where you can withdraw fiat currencies from, teller machines and take out cash and use it as a debit card. However, one problem with that is that if it is tied to your cryptocurrency and it is tied to Coinbase, you've done nothing more than create a crypto bank, which we all know that's what Coinbase is now. So Coinbase's new offering purportedly allows users to spend cryptocurrencies they hold at any merchant that accepts Visa. Users can decide which crypto they wish to use when they make a payment in the app, while Coinbase subsequently converts the crypto to cash for a fee. So every time you pay a fee. It's Visa, people. They are not going to have a partnership with Visa where you could just use cryptocurrency and that's it. You can buy groceries with Bitcoin and then call free on Litecoin right after. So they make it seem like it's this process where they've simplified it, which it is with a card for people who can only think about using a card for financial transactions. But that to me is just this is sort of a bridge the gap news. This is not stuff that's going to be in the future. I think cards are going to be super outdated in the future, especially now with I've started doing Bluetooth more with my cards where you just tap it and go. Once they have a Bluetooth crypto card where it's purely crypto and you're paying with crypto, that'll be the day where it's instant, it's straight to the point, and nobody will really have to see the back end. So that's when payments will really start going from there. Let's look at some of these names popping in now. Richard Terween, thank you for coming in. Seb R, yo, what's up? Shout out, brother. Chris Patton Walker, yep, got mine. Let's see, Gervais Wright, Shift Card. Oh, yeah. And Chris Patton Walker, yeah, got WireX as well. Jizzy Mac, Coinbase IPO is going to be insane. Yeah, we've we've said 10 billion before, maybe more, because in the future, if there are banks that are worth billions of dollars, and then we have crypto coming, if it gets to the value we think it will be, then Coinbase will probably be in that $1 billion mark as well. So, and they'll probably either get bought out by a bank or by a private entity that represents the Federal Reserve or something like that. So we'll see. Edwin IT, what's going on, brother? Thank you for joining in today. And make sure you like and share on Facebook. Make sure you like and share on YouTube. That is all the stories I have for you today on this beautiful hump day. I'm going to go outside and get some sun. But for you all, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one. Cheers.